I am Colby Sanford. I am a painter based in Provo, Utah. I have one daughter and a beautiful wife, and we live and paint in this home. I have been painting, I guess the cop-out answer is ever since I can remember. So one of the reasons why I paint here in the home is because I get a lot of my inspiration from everyday life. From my main subjects are usually myself, my wife, my daughter, and close friends, and it's intentional because there's a warmness to that subject for me, and being close to home and capturing little moments of life is important to me, and that's what really drives me right now. As far as old artists, Villard is huge for me. He is, his work blows my mind. The more I read about him, the more I look at his work. It's crazy. Ewan Uglow is someone who's just spot on, great as far as figurative work goes. But contemporary people, I love the work of like Julie Mehretu, Glenn Ligon, Spencer Finch, those, and Maya Lin also with her topographical studies and how there's so much meaning in the works that she does. I think is really great. I do figurative work because ever since I can remember, I am drawn to the figure, and it's more of a doorway, kind of a gateway into paintings, and I find myself relating to and getting more excited about paintings that have figures in them. And I think it's because I can put myself in, or I can relate to the painting more. And that at its most basic root, that's why I continually go back to the figure. Right after my wife and I got married, we moved to China, and we were there helping manage ceramic production. And it's just kind of a crazy thing that happened, but we were traveling a whole lot. And in the evenings also we were at home, but I found myself doing a lot of painting, but wanting to be able to take the paintings with me or be doing them like on flights or in the car and that kind of stuff. So the way I did that was it's acrylic, and I did a very minimal palette, and raw sienna, burnt sienna, black and white. And over the couple years that we were there, using just those colors, I really start to feel a relationship with those colors. Even having a conversation with that color, like, oh, I know that burnt sienna would do so well in that space. Like seeing, like where I could see the colors in front of me, even though it wasn't, obviously it wasn't what I saw. My work that I'm happiest with, I keep coming back to, is the acrylic based, with my my buddy colors, my home colors. Some people would say it has maybe some connotations of maybe a sadder, more melancholy feel, and I think that might hold some ground with my work. It being about the home and being about wanting to preserve that feeling of home. Okay, so when we're bringing our daughter home for the first time, just imagine her walking or being carried into our house and seeing she's in our arms, so she probably sees the ceiling first, and it's just one big, square, and there's no meaning behind it. There's no concept of what that is. And then seeing the walls and seeing the shapes of the doors, they're just, and she doesn't even get the idea of what a door is yet. But now, as she's growing and as she's learning and seeing myself and my wife interacting with these shapes and objects, she's like, oh yeah, that if you turn this shape, then it will open the door, and the relationships between all of her environment, and all of a sudden these planes or these shapes come to life, and there's meaning in them. And so now she knows, she navigates the house. She's crawling all over, and she knows to come back, to crawl back here, because she knows that this is the studio, and this has become very practical and it's become meaning. So even her coming into this space, for her, I would imagine, has some sort of feeling of me, of having that idea of oh, this is where Dad is. So that you'll see a lot of my work has the simple planes of a home or simple planes of an environment that, and I found that even, so a lot of them, we don't even have because we haven't even been in the space before, but because of our past experiences, we already perceive these lines and planes in a certain way, and we already give meaning to them.
Of course, I'm biased, but I think it's incredible. I love it, and I love the capture of the seemingly mundane and made them into these divine moments. It's really incredible.